Hello, boys and girls. Today we're gonna be reviewing The Little Mermaid, so I hope you enjoy. So I watched this with my parents, and in the lead up to this, like 2 weeks ago, I watched the animated movie just so I could. It had been a while since I had watched it, so I wanted to watch the animated movie again so I could, point out and see what differences in the movie that I could tell. Uh, Now I am not been a big fan. Yeah, I have not been a big fan of the latest Disney live action releases like Pinocchio and Peter Pan and Wendy, but not that good. Um, Now I do like a few of the Disney live action remakes. One of my favorites is Lion King, uh, which people dog on that because of the CGI animals and that they have. Like they say it's just it looks weird with it being realistic looking animals and them going around and singing and the emotions and stuff. But I enjoy that. I enjoy that stuff, and I really enjoyed. I wasn't sure how I would enjoy Sebastian when I saw the trailer, but I really enjoyed the animals like Flounder, Sebastian, Scuttle. Yeah, I enjoyed all three of those as well as all the many different animal cameos that we see. I I don't know why I said cameos. Anyway, all the animals that you see under the ocean, like when they're singing Under the Sea and all that, or when they're singing Kiss the Girl. Uh, all of those animals were cute, adorable, and just some of them were really funny. Some of those scenes were really funny. So yeah, I never really understood why people dogged on the CGI live action stuff like Lion King or Aladdin because I enjoyed both of those films. Those two films, as well as Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella. I'll throw Lady and the Tramp in there too because Lady and the Tramp, with it being the first live action that went straight to Disney Plus, it held up pretty well for it being straight to Disney Plus. And all the other ones that have come after that that went straight to Disney Plus have not held up at all. But I really enjoyed Lady and the Tramp and all the other ones that I mentioned. So I do have a fondness of some of the live action remakes, and I was really excited for The Little Mermaid when I watched the trailer. And that excitement just kept building up and building up, especially when I got to take my parents. They both really enjoyed it. They said that they thought it was adorable and that they really liked it. They really liked it. And I am so glad that I took them with me to watch it. um because from the very moment that the movie began and we got to see all the underwater creatures, um all the visual all the visual moments underwater like felt realistic and they were really beautiful as well. Um Now it's not gonna be as realistic as like Avatar 2 was phenomenal. Yeah, like so it's not gonna be anything like that. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really beautiful. All the all the underwater scenes. Um Now for the cast and crew, there was one in particular that I didn't really think fit the role as much, and that was Javier Bardem playing King Triton. I really enjoy Javier and other films, but I don't think he the role of King Triton that well. Um, but that's the only nitpick for the cast I had. Awkwafina as Scuttle was adorable and charming and funny. Jacob Tremblay as Flounder was really great. I can't think of who played Sebastian. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. David Diggs is the one that played Sebastian. Um, and then Halle Berry, Halle Bailey as Ariel was phenomenal casting. Um, she fits the role perfectly, and the little moments of her singing, like she has such beautiful voice, dude. Um, and I loved that they not only like gave her songs, but like as they were singing under the water or under the sea and everything, like she would like chime in and sing with Sebastian, and they would like riff off each other. And yeah, I just really thought that they did a fantastic job at not only um, uh, like extending some of the songs and making original songs. Now, the one original song I did not like in particular was the song they gave Prince Eric, but I thought the rap song that Scuttle sang was really great. Awkwafina rapping, and then David Diggs joining in with her as as Sebastian. Yeah, I thought that was a really good original song. I wasn't expecting it at all, but yeah, that was really good. But Halle Bailey was phenomenal in the role of Ariel. Um, and then Ursula, Melissa McCarthy, she, oh my gosh, dude, like, I, I saw her in the trailer and I knew that she was gonna fit perfectly, but that that ending battle scene was was even better with Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy just fit the role so much. She made me laugh a lot during this movie. The first half of the movie, I didn't really laugh that much at all, to be honest, for like the first hour. But then that last half, um, none of the none of the other people in the theater were laughing, but me and my parents got a few giggles and laughs out of the last half of the film, mainly Ursula, Scuttle, and Sebastian were the ones that made us giggle. But yeah, it was great. Back to the rap song. It makes sense that when I was reading through the credits, I saw Lin Manuel Miranda's name, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense why that rap song was so good, dude." The Hamilton guys are the In the Heights guys are the Encanto guy. The movie, the runtime is like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and some scenes did feel a little long to me. I think they could have cut out like maybe a good 15-20 minutes of the film, and it would have still been a really fun, enjoyable film. Um, but yeah, it did feel a little long. I don't have like that many nitpicks about it, but yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna keep in the spoiler free section, and we're gonna get into some of these spoilers. Um, I know that I had mentioned that there was original songs and that Scuttle sang a rap song, but I don't really consider that a spoiler because anyone who has seen any new Disney live action remake knows that they always add original songs. I, I don't know why, but they just decide that they want to add a new song. And sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't. But before I get into the spoiler section, actually, I'm gonna rate this. I would give this. Hmm. I would give this a good 7. Yeah, I would give this a 7. It's not my favorite live action remake, but it's up there in the top three or four. Um. So yeah, I'd rate this a 7 out of 10. I'd say so. But yeah, now we're gonna be getting into the spoiler territory. So if you don't want any spoilers, click off now. All right. Now, the one thing I did notice about this film that they did leave out, first of all, was in the animated film, the the chase scene where Sebastian gets taken to the chef and he's in the kitchen and like he tries to get away from the chef and the chef is like chasing him around the kitchen. Like, yeah, none of that is in the live action at all. Um, which I thought was kind of strange. Because that was always one of my favorite scenes of the animated film. It wasn't in the live action. So I did miss that, but it wasn't really a nitpick of mine. Like I did miss it. It wasn't like a negative in my opinion. Like they did still the film was still very enjoyable and they did extend on other things from the live action that made it more enjoyable. But yeah, that was the one scene that I noticed that was like extremely different from the movie. That was just like totally missing. And then um another thing I noticed that was different was when Sebastian starts singing Kiss the Girl. I really enjoyed that. I loved that they Sebastian was like chimes and he like hit the bamboo or oh, I don't think it was bamboo, but he hit whatever and like it started swaying and uh singing and then like Flounder would go into the water and then all like he brought all of his fish friends and they started singing and then Scuttle, would fly up in the air and yeah, like just everything they did about that scene in particular was really visually stunning and like they changed things from the animated movie that made it even better. Like for instance when in the animated movie when Eric is rowing the boat, there's a scene where Sebastian is on the paddle and brings up. And this film, all three of them are on it: Scuttle, Flounder, and Sebastian. And Flounder is under Scuttle's wing. Like Scuttle is holding Flounder under his wing while they're like on the paddle. It's really cute and adorable. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was lovely. Yeah, just the Scuttle and Flounder joining in singing with Sebastian. I'm pretty sure they sang with him in the animated movie, but you could like really hear him this time. It wasn't like just Sebastian. Um, so yeah, I really liked that they changed that up. And then let's see, back to the Under the Sea thing. I had mentioned that Ariel uh joined in and started singing with Sebastian, which I really thought was cute. and but the dance moves, the dancing choreography thing with all the sea animals, that was adorable, and them like them actually showing Ariel going around and like riding on different animals and like singing and just vibing with all different animals, and it like actually feels like um they're like telling a story and telling Ariel like why the sea is so great, like, and why she shouldn't be dreaming about above the sea. I enjoyed all of that, all of the dancing and choreography of all the fish and the plants, the sea plants and the weeds and all that down there. Just everything, and like all the her riding on a turtle and everything, like all of it. I thought that whole scene was lovely, and it's longer. It's a longer version, and I'm glad they expanded on that and made that whole sequence, because actually what it kind of reminds me of is in the Lion King. You guys know what I'm talking about. The 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 sequence where all the animals are like dancing, and there's a upper view or wide shot view of like all the animals in a circle just dancing. Kind of reminded me of all that. And I've always enjoyed that scene from Lion King. Actually, I enjoy it more from the point of view of Timon and Pumbaa in Lion King 1.5. Lion King 1.5 has always been a yeah, Lion King 1.5 has always been one of my favorite Disney animated films. Like seeing Lion King through the eyes of Timon and Pumbaa was fucking brilliant. Like, how would anyone think of doing that as a sequel? You know, I thought it was. I've always thought that idea was brilliant, and the the dancing choreography that I was talking about, where the animals are dancing in a circle, was even more extreme and like visually stunning in The Lion King 1.5. But yeah, that scene of under the sea where all the animals and stuff are dancing with Ariel and stuff, that reminded me of that scene from The Lion King. And then the last thing I want to bring up, because I know this review is getting long, but the last thing I wanted to bring up was that that touching emotional moment at the end. Javier Bardem, King Triton, when King Triton and the rest of his daughters, as well as all the other mer people, um, come up out of the water and tell Prince Eric and Ariel goodbye. That was such a touching and charming moment. Like like that film did not make me tear up at all. Um, which is odd, because the past 2 months or so, I've watched a lot of films at the theaters and have walked out of like every single one of them with tears in my eyes. Um, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was the most recent one that did that to me. But yeah, I didn't cry throughout the entirety of The Little Mermaid, but when that ending scene showed up, I did get a little tear in my eye. I was like, "Oh man, this this is a fantastic ending." And the way they ended it too, just like leaves the door open where they can make a sequel if they wanted to, and they can expand the story. I know there is a sequel, an animated sequel about Ariel and Eric's daughter. Um, I've only seen it a handful of times, when I was younger. I started watching it actually after I rewatched the first one, and I fell asleep and still haven't finished it. I've got to go finish that. But yeah, it that was a fantastic ending, and it leaves the door open to having a sequel, and I hope they do because I don't mind that Disney keeps making remakes, like live action remakes of their animated films. But I do wish that since they are bringing all of these stories back, then why not just expand on it? Why not explore the world more? Why not make sequels and make better live action Disney films? Make a better story where people aren't just complaining about Disney making live action remakes all the time. Like, expand on each of the stories, you know, think out some sequels, and not doesn't even have to be a full sequel or anything. Like, it could be a I'm trying to think of the word. It would be like Hobbs and Shaw. It would be still in the franchise, but it would be its own standalone film. I know the term. I just can't think of the term right now. But yeah, it could be something like that too. They could take like one character from, I don't know. Let's say if they wanted to make a movie just about the genie. I think the genie would be a fantastic character that you could build upon and uh like make a really fantastic movie out of. Like all of the adventures he's been on. Yeah, I think you could make a fantastic film about Genie. Or let's see, what would be another character that would make a really good standalone film? You know what I would like to see actually? Because I did mention Lion King 1.5. I would like to see that brought to life. I would like to see that in live action. Bring Lion King 1.5 to live action. And then you'll have people praising you. That's what you need to do, Disney. I'm I'm giving you ideas. Come up with some side characters, expand their stories, tell something new in the world of, Lion King or Aladdin or Cinderella, or you guys are trying to do Lilo and Stitch. You could pull a side character from Lilo and Stitch to expand on the stories. You don't always have to stick to the original script. Now, people sometimes complain when you don't stick to the original script or you change it up way too much. If you come up with a really exciting and brilliant story to any character in your, multiple shelf of characters, then I could think you can make a really cool and exciting series of live action films. But until you get to where you actually care about your live action and not just throwing a bunch of money out, people are still gonna be upset. People are gonna be upset always, no matter what. But I'm just trying to give Disney some ideas. Tell me what you guys think about the ideas I've thrown out there. Yeah, just tell me what you guys think of the Little Mermaid, as well as everything I've said in this review down in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know it's a little long. Yeah. Until the next Disney movie comes out, or until my next review comes out, I'll see you guys